How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG, which ended up having a green day. So I want to make sure I give you guys an update because we know how volatile this play is, and you want to make sure you have a strategy. So now let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. How are things looking going into tomorrow? I want to make sure that you're prepared. And then secondly, we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. Are shorts still heavily vested inside of this play? Are they scaling back on their positions? We're going to find out. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. Are institutions continuing to load up on shares of BBIG? If we see a continuation of this can give us a bullish signal as far as where this stock can go. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more key details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $8.15, being up 2.52%. On the low, it tested $7.87, and then on the high, testing $8.73. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 48.934 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 140.015 million shares. So we had well below average volume that we're normally used to seeing, but we still ended up finishing fairly strong on the day. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the 1-year daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is around 59.30. And then when we take a look at the moving averages on the chart, you can see clearly we continue to have that momentum. One of the good things that we did see for today, we did a great job holding up this $8 level. Yes, we did test $7.87 on the day, but as you can see, we're able to recover very quickly, and we ended up also seeing a high of $8.73. So that's why I say if we can go into tomorrow and get past this level, then we could easily look forward to getting to a move to the $9 area. And if we make that move getting there, then of course the next area of resistance to pay attention to will be right here around 930, and then as well right here around 957. And passing 957 and then going to 10, I feel like we can really start grabbing the attention of a lot of traders, which will drive up the volume inside of the stock. So for tomorrow, we want to continue to see this $8 level actually hold up, because like I was saying, building up support and consolidating in this area is very beneficial here, and that's something I want you to understand. I also put out an alert for an option play when we were literally sitting right at $8 and consolidating, and we ended up making some moves right off of the strong pop as well. So with that said, I'm going to be keeping this on the radar, but do keep in mind if it does decide to pull back, you'd want to see that 780 area where it tested today actually hold up for tomorrow. And then if it doesn't, you'd want to see how well it could hold up in these particular areas around 770, because if it does end up breaking through, then of course you're going to want to see some strength above the 21-day EMA at $7.15. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for BBIG. Scrolling down on the page, short shares availability is at 250,000, updated 29 minutes ago, and the short borrow free rate is at 59.62%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the 13th, it was at 31.47, and then the close for yesterday, it went up to 37.58. So due to the fact that it did trend up, it'll be very interesting to see what the numbers will be later on in the evening. But one thing we do know for a fact, BBIG continues to have short squeeze potential. So if we have a lot more volume coming into the stock, we could see some strong moves to the upside. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we can see on the inflow it's at 104, and then on the outflow it's at 93.97. So we end up having an inflow day. So on the large we had 3.24, on the medium we had 69.77, and then on the small we had 31.24. On the outflow side on the large we had a 1.92, on the medium we had 65.16, and then on the small we had 26 0.89. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, when we look at today, we ended up having a surplus of 1,324.33. And we killed it in every single category as far as for the large, the medium, and as well as for the small. So there's a continuation of a lot of demand for BBIG shares. We see institutions have been loading up. Yes, some institutions have been selling, but for the most part, we have a surplus on the inflow side. And this is why I continue to be bullish when it comes to this play, and also emphasize the fact that you want to have the right strategy if you're looking to be profitable on a daily basis, or as long as this run is actually going. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, it was great to see that we were able to hold up that $8 level, because even when we broke through it, we recovered very quickly. We also did start consolidating and building support in that area, and that's when I told everyone inside of the Discord, hey, I'm going to be going along with some options, that ended up being a profitable trade when it made that spike in the afternoon. So going into tomorrow, I want to see continued strength at that $8 level going into the open. I don't focus on pre-market and as well as after hours too much. What really matters is what's happening in the open, because that's where the bulk of the volume actually comes from. Another thing also to take into consideration, this play thrives on volume. So if we continue to have a decrease in volume overall in general, shorts are going to be taking advantage of this. So that's just something that you want to be aware of. And if you are going to be getting in this play in regards to a day trade, just make sure that you have a strategy. This is very important. You want to make sure when you go in with your position, you are waiting for confirmation. You're not just jumping in there. You're not just saying, well, you know what? Dre said there's a lot of support at $8. So if I see it right at $8, that's where I'm going to buy, because you just don't know what could happen. This play is very volatile. You want to make sure you manage your risk, and you want to make sure you have the right setup. I myself, you guys already know about my indicator setup. Wait, sorry. You guys actually don't know about my indicator setup. That's mostly everyone inside of the Discord. So what I use a 3-minute chart, and I had the 9 EMA, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 51-day EMA. And I also use VWAP using a crossover strategy. Or if I see price action where the price is consolidating or staying in a particular area, then I know there's going to be a move to the upside. That's what I use off experience. And then also I do use the MACD and so on. But again, I'm not going to talk about all of that inside of the video, but this is how I time my entries, and to make sure that I'm going in with a game plan that can make sure that I am profitable. Of course, I do not win 100% of the time, because if that was the case, then hey, I would be super rich right now. Just want to make sure I'm being real with you guys. But for the most part, that's what I tend to look for. And if the setup is not there, then I do not go in the play whatsoever. But also what I want you guys to realize, you can't just depend on technicals alone. Knowing price action and knowing how the stock moves, especially when it hits certain levels, is something you want to take into consideration here. And this is why I use both of these strategies in combination. So as far as for tomorrow, I'm going to be looking forward to seeing how well BBIG moves, and I will continue to keep it on my radar, and also let people inside of the Discord know instantly whether I take a position or not. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.